And he said, be a responsible person and your responsibility will be easy.
I just had the most inspiring conversation with Julius Mickle, a man who has had a positive impact on those he works with, a true mentor and friend to his colleagues, and that came from his father, the role model in his life that inspired Julius to become the man that he is today. I think you're going to really enjoy hearing from Julius Mickle. Today, my guest is Julius Mickle. Welcome, Julius.
Hello.
Tell us how long you've worked for C&G here in Blythewood, and what do you do for us?
I've been with C&G. December would make 5 years. And right now I'm a shipper 3 in receiving. And I just accepted a job in January as the yard jockey.
Yeah.
So I can transport the trailers back and forth
That's
between
exciting.
the two, plus help out in both warehouses.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell that you're someone too that your colleagues here really look up to. You're known as a mentor here. Tell me about that.
Well, being a part of a startup, we have a lot of new people, and blown film is new to the area and is new to me. I was a CNC operator on my past job, but I couldn't do the stairs here, so I elected to do the shipping department, which would be a little easier on my health. But I saw a few people come in that were kind of like shell-shocked.
Yeah.
And I made a purpose to get to know everybody's name, and no question is a bad question. If you need anything, let us know, and check on them from time to time when you see them in the break area, because for a while there we was losing people pretty fast. And I'm not sure what was the reason for the turnover, but we had to stop it. And a lot of people that you guys sent to Chicago and Milton and all these different places to train, we kind of lost them. And that put us in a tailspin. So all the time and effort that you guys put in to train these people, I thought as a team member, it'd be valuable, even though I don't work with them, to make them feel welcome. And that it's a pretty cool place to work.
Yeah, you were thinking and acting like an owner, even from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it is a good place. It's been a blessing to me and my family.
What do you like about working here?
The camaraderie, the family atmosphere, everybody's friendly, everybody's on one accord. And back to the ownership, we have to take ownership on what we do, because if we don't, it's not going to go well. And at church, our pastor said, make your job your ministry. So I brought it with me. So I feel like if they see I do what I say, they can trust me that they can do it too. And I always say that I'm the old guy, so if I can work here, you guys can work here too.
Yeah. Well, good for you. Thank you for being such a strong role model.
Yes, ma'am.
Where does that come from? That ability to inspire others and lift others up?
My dad. I knew this was going to happen.
You know what? I love seeing the Julius that we all know and love, showing up with his heart.
I was a middle child of 2 boys.
Mhm.
It was my oldest brother, Charlie, and my youngest brother, Sante. And I was in the middle. And my dad was a UPS driver. He was a fireman,
Mhm.
And I didn't have any sisters. So what he said went. He ruled his house
Mhm.
because he was the leader. And he said, be a responsible person and your responsibility will be easy. So he wouldn't accept no. If you didn't try it and try it and try it, you're going to keep trying. And eventually, if you work hard, you'll get it right. So he was my mentor.
So he instilled in you a pretty strong work ethic.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Sounds like. Yeah. But also someone it sounds like you really respected.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because when my last job moved away from here, Mack Trucks Volvo, I had 15 years with the company, and I wasn't going to transfer. And he said, Julius, you need to go, because in 15 years, you'll be standing where you're standing, or in 15 years, you'll be getting a retirement check. I would make this latter choice. You're a man. Go and take care of your family. Be responsible. And I did. Took a little moving around. I worked in 4 different plants. in Jacksonville, Pennsylvania, Maryland, and in Allentown, Pennsylvania. So I moved around quite a bit in 15 years, but my family stayed here and I commuted back and forth.
That must have been tough.
It was on my wife because she had to hold the fort down. I had 2 daughters. Anybody can write a check, but can you run a household? Now, that was tough for her. But, with her being the strong lady that she is, she was able to make sure had what I needed to get to the end of that journey.
So tell me about your wife. First of all, what's her name?
Tawanda.
Tawanda.
Yes.
And tell me how you met.
Our parents were friends because our dads worked at UPS together. And they would play cards, on the weekends and all. And we went to separate elementary schools, but middle school time, we ended up at the same school. And I walked to school with me and my friends. We said, we're going to get a girlfriend off of the bus. So we standing there watching, because at our other school, we never saw a bus pull up. Everybody walked to school.
And you were what age?
7th grade. I'm not sure what.
Like 12, 13.
Probably, yeah. And I saw her getting off the bus, and I was like, hey, I know her. So I said, hey, come on, let me show you to the class. And she didn't let on that she knew me. She just grabbed my arm, and she just let me take her to the class. So the next day, we standing back watching the girls get off the bus again, being young guys. And she stepped off the bus and looked at me. It was like, you're not going to walk me to class? You don't want nobody else to walk me, do you? And they was like, oh, Pop has a girlfriend. So I'm thinking, I didn't know what this was going to consist of, walking her to class every day.
Oh.
But, it became a relationship. And we did our own separate little thing for a few there in high school. But by the time she got to college and we graduated high school, the Lord brought us back together. And 37 years later.
Wow, that is a great story. I love that.
37 years later, yeah.
And so you said you had 2 daughters. Tell me about your daughters.
Well, my oldest daughter, Zakia, she's a lobbyist for energy. I'm going to say this right. She's for a green energy group downtown at the State House. And she had a...
in Columbia?
Columbia, yes. She had a business called Sowing Seeds in the Midlands, where she saved children from the prison pipeline, from high school to prison pipeline. She was a social worker at first, and she saw they didn't have anything. Once they got out of the department, they didn't have anything to help them with. So she started a nonprofit for 10 years, this past 10 years to help the children in the area. So, and then she's doing that now. Plus she's a lobbyist for a clean energy group downtown. And my daughter, my youngest daughter, Tanisha, she worked here for for a while, and she's a high energy person, and things were a little slow for her, and she got bored, and she no longer works here. But she still loves C&G because her boyfriend works here now, Jordan.
Oh, okay.
He's back in shipping with us now. So, and I think he was the one you saw with the shirt on the other day. And he said his girlfriend worked here.
Oh, yes, that's it.
That's
okay.
him, yeah. And he likes it here too. And he always teases her about what all we're doing at work. Me and your dad, we're doing this and that, making her jealous that she's not here anymore. But she's a receptionist at a cosmetology school downtown. And she does braiding hair on the side. She has her own little cleaning business. So they're both pretty busy.
Yeah.
They're both pretty busy, yeah.
They sound pretty ambitious. And then you have grandchildren?
Yes. 2 girls and 4 boys.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big family.
Big family.
Good for you.
My dad was the oldest of 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the oldest of 16. I'll show you guys a picture when we're done. So along with raising me and my brothers, he had a host of brothers and sisters to look after. So he really couldn't do too much funny business with me and my brothers. So we had to get with it or get with it. So
yeah. Well, I love the story you told of your daughter, getting involved in establishing a nonprofit. How active have you been in, sort of encouraging the work in the community and giving to others?
Well, when all that was going on, I was busy out of town working.
Yeah.
But coming on the weekends to see how she would get a group of kids and gave them a safe place to, vent their problems and
Mm.
She took a lot of children to college for the first time. She took them on college visits, helped them find funding for schools. She did a lot of stuff for sex education, because a lot of them had been through the system and their families was in, some situations. So my daughter was there to help them, you
Mm.
know, get to the next level, because you don't have to be a product of your situation if you have help to get out of it.
Yeah. That's really inspiring,
Yeah,
Julius. I love
yeah,
love hearing about that.
yeah.
She's really having an impact in enhancing the lives of
And she's
others.
and she's a small person, so but
Small
she
but mighty.
yeah, when they see her coming, they know she's got something for them. Yeah.
So, Julius, what brings you joy?
Wow. I love classic cars.
Oh,
Yeah.
tell me about that. Like, what's your favorite car?
My dad left me a '57 Bel Air Chevy. Yes, I'll show you a picture of it. I have it. And so as kids, he would take us to car shows and all that stuff. Made sure his love for things was our love, because wherever our dad went, we were there.
Mm-hmm.
And spending time with my family. 'Cause last night we were at my granddaughter's first soccer practice. She's 7, 6, and she was doing TikToks when it wasn't her turn to kick the ball, and watching all the other little kids not
Mm-hmm.
really interested in playing, but they were there. And my grandson, he played soccer last year, and she was like, "Pops, I want to play. I want to play." So this year we made sure both of them.
Mm-hmm.
She's on an all girls team, because they had boys and girls, but I said her first team, she needs to be with all girls so she don't get roughed
Yeah.
up too bad. But they scrimmaged the boys in the end last night, and she pushed the little boy down. He got up and knocked her right back down. And she wanted to come over and cry, and it was like, "Nope, you did the first one.
Yeah.
Go back."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were saying when you first met your wife, is Tawana?
Tawanda.
You
Wanda
Tawana.
with a T. Tawanda.
Twanda.
Yes, ma'am.
When you first met her, your friends called you Pops, and that's still your nickname?
Yes.
Wait, so why were they calling you Pops when you were young?
They say I act like an old man because I like I like to dress up, and I kept my hands in my pocket, and
Oh,
you
okay.
know,
Okay.
and I used to like to wear the bow ties and the little knicker pants, and
Mm.
but
Smooth operator
I
you were back then, huh?
yeah, and I didn't like to get dirty, but I did play football, so
Oh, you
yeah,
did?
yes,
All
ma'am.
right.
In high school, that was
What position?
linebacker and guard.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Were you any good at it?
I was the captain of the team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've been a leader your whole life.
Ooh. Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess you could say that.
Well, I just did.
Yes, ma'am. I
When you think back over your life, can you point to maybe a particular experience or moment that really shaped you?
um yeah, I can. In 1987, let's just go back to 1986 for a minute. I found out that my wife was my girlfriend at the time. She was in college, and they told her she couldn't have any kids. So that December, we found out she was expecting.
Oh.
And we had to go tell my dad. And that was my dad's friend's daughter. And he said, "Hey, you're not going to ruin her life. She's in college, this and that." And her dad and mom was excited because they told her she couldn't have kids. So we were like, "You got to come explain it to him." I let her do the talking because I knew he wouldn't fuss at her if she was a girl. But that changed my life, because if I mean totally honest and open here, I had an older daughter in a previous relationship that's 2 years older than my daughter with my wife, and that didn't go as smooth as it should have, because I was 18, somebody's dad, and it didn't go as well. But you know, and then here I am with another child on the way, and my dad it wasn't pleasing to him. He was pretty upset with me, and it was his friend's daughter.
And so how did that impact you? How is that, turned you into the guy that you are today?
Going back to that being responsible.
Okay.
He said, "Now you can either fall on your face or be the responsible man that I know you can be."
Mm. So he believed in you. He
Yeah.
he did. Yeah. He saw the greatness in you, Julius. Yeah.
I didn't see it at the time.
Sometimes that's what it takes, somebody else to see it in us and pull it out of us, right? Because it's in there. And it sounds like you're paying that forward. That's what you're doing with your colleagues.
Yes, ma'am. Because I see myself in a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I started at Mack Truck that very next year, I was 22
Mm-hmm.
and I was an adult, a kid with a grown man job, and I had 2 kids and a wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I couldn't waver or go run around and do 22-year guy stuff. I had to make sure my family was okay and be responsible. And I was a young guy at work then,
Mm-hmm.
and I would pick a lot of my coworkers' brain. Like, if you could go back to being 21, 22, what would you do? And they gave me all the nuggets I needed for life, plus my dad. So I had a lot of people on my side. I
Mm-hmm.
just had to keep it together,
Yeah.
you know.
And you did.
So far, so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So far, so good.
So, Julius, well, first, is there anything else you want me to ask you before I turn the table? Because I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask me a question.
Hmm.
Anything you
Um,
want to talk about?
hmm. Well, no, I'm gonna stop because I forget,
Okay.
and I'm not gonna do that to you guys. I'm
What's
gonna,
that?
just be real. I mean,
That's what we want. Just be real. Be you.
Anything you want to talk about that you want me to cut, I'll cut. Just so you know.
okay,
So have
okay.
whatever conversation with Kathy you want to have.
No, we're good.
All right.
We're good. I'll if we'll decide, but we're good. Um, while I was away, my father got sick,
Mm.
and he was bedridden. So we had to take care take care of him,
Mm-hmm.
and we had him in a place, a rehabilitation center, and he
Mm-hmm.
got sick
Mm.
there, and we had to bring him home because he said, "I don't want to die here." So it's funny. We took him home, and they put him on hospice, and he got so strong he couldn't get out of bed. He got so strong that they put him off hospice.
Oh.
So you can't be on hospice anymore because you're
Mm.
not about to transition. So 6 years later, 5 years later, I was able to retire. Yes. So we had nurses come into his home and help us 24/7. Because meanwhile, I'm out of town trying to work, and my wife is here trying to assist with my daughters, trying to assist with these people, helping take care of my dad. So by the time I was blessed enough to retire in 2017, we brought him to our house. We transitioned him into our home. So that's what I did 2 years before I started here. I got a
Took
chance
care
to
of him.
spend 2 quality years taking care of my dad.
Wow.
And there was a special needs young man at the rehabilitation center that taught me how to take care of him, showed me what all I needed to do to take care
Mm.
of him at home. So, and then after he transitioned, passed away, uh, Miss Tiffany Conrad, who was the HR person here, came and showed her respects to the family. And she said, "Hey, I know this is early. I know this is kind of early, but we starting up a new plant in Blythewood, and I know you have production experience. Would you like to come do an interview?" And I was like, "That's kind of early," but my wife said, "Just go and check it out, do an interview. That'll give you something to do with your spare time." So I did, and
Rest is history.
the rest is history.
Oh,
So it all tied in,
it did.
it did
Well,
tie in to what's really important is taking care of your family.
yeah. Well, how amazing that is, and I'm sure for your dad, it was very inspiring to have you spend that 2 years, and really gave you an opportunity to thank him and for
Yeah.
the impact that he's had in your life. Because clearly, I can see that he really helped shape you. And
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. Well, Julius, I want to give you an opportunity to ask me a question since I've been peppering you with the questions. Is there anything you want to ask me?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I thought about this, because you being in the position that you're in, a business owner in this area, and you say we're owners, but we are coworkers in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you guys know it's something big coming over here on the other side of this highway. And I just want to know, do we have anything in place to protect our assets here as far as our trained quality operators and people
Hmm.
to keep them from jumping ship?
I'm looking at one of those assets right there.
Well,
His
I'm
name is Julius, because it's our people who are our best recruiters.
right.
Our people that love working here, like yourself. That's important.
Yeah,
Money is part of the equation, right? But quality of life, coworkers that you respect and care for, it's the work environment that we're about at C&G. Not everybody has that. And as far as being owners, you know, where every employee has an opportunity to really benefit from the company that we're building together and the value that we build together, that's a unique
it is.
value proposition. And we need to do a better job of really promoting that and ensuring that employees understand it.
Yeah, because I didn't realize it till Miss Hardy said, you've gotten 10 people hired and you probably referred 25. And I said, but it's such a blessing in my life.
Yeah.
I want to share it, because there's no need for me to be sitting over here with a good job. And I know people that really, want to try something different and they could come in and benefit as well,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
So,
so I gave the right answer, right? I'm
yeah,
looking at one of
you,
our best recruiters right here. So Julius, what does ownership mean for you? Like being an owner here at CNG?
um, being an owner here at C&G means a lot because when you guys gave us the shares and said, we're going to turn this into something special, but we need your help.
Hmm.
So I took that personal. I said, well, if I come in and anything I see need to be done, I'll do it. And it's not, you can't say, oh, that's not my job. That's your job. It's our job to make sure CNG gets to the next level because we're still under construction. We're in the process of building lines and that's millions of dollars, and you trust in us with your investment. And if we don't take care of it, it's not going to happen, you know? And a lot of the guys on the line, they can't ride the forklifts. So, and I got a saying, I'm the strongest guy in here on this lift. So I can lift anything and move anything. You just tell me what you need and we get it and put it where they need it and make sure they have what they need. So when they come out and get what they need, go back out and make the product.
Yeah. Collaboration. That's one of our values, right?
Yes.
Working together to create something bigger than any one of us.
And that was one of my dash reports, the core cutting area. Because one day I was over there milling around trying to get them some stuff and I made a little trip and fall. And I said, okay, it's going to be my first mission every morning is to make sure this area has what it needs and is straight so nobody else fall, or, you know,
That's great.
they can have what they
Safety
need.
first.
Safety first.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Julius Mickle, you inspire me.
Wow. Well, Miss Kathy, I can't pronounce you right. Your last name,
Full house.
Bullhouse. You're an inspiration to us because you didn't have to take time out of your busy schedule to come and meet with us. And the last time you were here, maybe the time before that, when you came and blessed us with those gifts after you sold the company, and you didn't have to do that.
Yeah, well, we value our people. I mean, it's the people that make the difference.
You're
It's the
right.
people that make C&G.
Right.
Without the people, we'd be nowhere, right?
You're right.
So thank you.
You're very welcome. And thank you. And thank you guys too. It's been a pleasure.